I kind of wanted to watch a video on the cheater McCheater cheater guy. We're going to learn about this cheater and the manipulation. And we're going to determine.
My girlfriend of 4 years.
Wait, let me add that I was aware of this streamer before. I did think he was weird because he might show in this video. He has like a weird shy guy persona that I could see through. But yeah.
Has recently become obsessed with a male streamer and I feel really uncomfortable about it. This was a post made on the subreddit r/relationship advice around the end of 2020. What was particularly shocking here is that barely just a few days after making that initial post, he'd end up breaking up with his girlfriend. Her obsession with that streamer was that irrational. And during that time, she wasn't the only one who might have felt this way.
Losing your girlfriend to a streamer?
In question here was none other than Sykkuno, a name and face that had become a core memory of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Someone she's probably never going to meet ever.
Was locked up in their homes. In the span of less than a year, he would go from having 1,000 average viewers on Twitch
he's in trouble.
To 50,000, even having a streamer.
I'm sorry. Imagine this is the nigga taking your girl. I'm sorry, I can't take it serious. Okay, like I just would have been like, all right,
that had become a core memory of the COVID-19 pandemic, more specifically when everyone was locked up in their homes. In the span of less than a year, he would go from having 1,000 average viewers on Twitch to 50,000, even having a stream where he peaked at over 100,000 concurrent viewers. What he'd be most known for was his gameplay of Among Us with his friends, who happened to be very big content creators as well. Not only would he get tens of thousands of viewers on Twitch,
bro, do y'all remember the COVID Among Us? That's where I seen him, and I was like, this guy's kind of weird.
Millions of views on his YouTube channel as well.
This made hella people blow up.
Fame is definitely incredibly impressive. What was truly unparalleled here is his extremely high ratio of female viewers, confirmed to having been higher than any of his other content creator friends. His handsome look, his anime sounding voice, and his witty jokes.
Yeah, it's so fake.
Women
it was so
rabid.
clearly
In fact,
fake.
There was also a joke that he would turn male fans gay. But what made him really desirable is just how socially awkward he was. He was innocent in an endearing way. He was a boy failure that needed a woman to fix him. In a nutshell, he was this picture, almost allergic to other women. He just couldn't handle anything romantic.
But I think he's fucking chopped.
This made many of his fans want to be the one.
Or just no, I don't even think he's chopped. I think he's normal looking. I think the hair on him looks terrible though.
Take here. This was all a perfectly crafted.
Because to me, facially, he looks old.
For himself.
Older for the haircut.
He wanted you to think that he was innocent, naive, a boy failure, someone who's inexperienced in relationships and would never hurt a fly. Because in reality, behind this mirage, this illusion, there was a master manipulator, a serial cheater, and a predator. Someone who would make it a point for many years to target smaller content creators, take full advantage.
Did you hear that? Predator.
And a predator.
Predator, that's a big claim.
For many years to target smaller content creators, take full advantage of the fact that he was one of the most desirable men in the streaming world, all while making it seem like he had no experience with women and that it just might be romantic.
Okay, I'm guessing 2 minutes in, what he was doing was he was going to like 10 to 50 view or 100 view streamers that were small, and he was using his big streamer status to get in their pants.
Might be that special someone who can fix him. What he would somehow forget to tell them, though, is that he had been in a monogamous relationship since 2021.
Damn.
But you don't have to take my word for it, because he admits to everything.
And this nigga dating. Fuck.
A recorded voice call with the victim herself.
Victim.
And on top of that, that same victim, who goes by the name of Hemamal VT, would choose to write a Google Doc.
Man, they be writing, whenever they're in these calls, they be writing essays, bruh. I know they had good English like grades, because holy shit, I've never seen people so willing to write ever in my life.
That shows the entire timeline, her and Sykkuno's DMs together, as well as the DMs of another victim that actually slept with Sykkuno while being totally oblivious to the fact that he has been in a relationship since 2021. This might be one of the most impactful and longest running.
Damn, sending them money? That's probably the ticket money, huh?
I want to thank the two victims in question for trusting me with this very heavy topic and for allowing me to make the first comprehensive video on it. So without further ado, let's get right.
All I care is about the Pred shit, I'm not gonna lie to you.
All right, so first off, who the hell is Sykkuno? Well, before starting his streaming career...
Hold on, bitch. Hold on, bitch.
All right, so first off,
He found the worst possible photo of this nigga. Yo. Imagine.
Who the hell is Sykkuno?
That's the worst photo he probably has ever.
Career, he actually used to be a software engineer working in the Bay Area of California. His monotonous office life would change forever, though, when he would meet Lily Pichu, a well-known content creator who actually started making content as far back as 2012. However, when they met, she was far from being the very well-known content creator that we know today. It was back during the Season 3 World Championship for League of Legends during the year of 2013, so barely a year into her content creator journey. Sykkuno would be aware of her content. He'd reach out to her and would want to meet her, seeing that they're both at the same place. Lily Pichu agreed, thinking, oh, am I about to meet a fan? That's awesome. She'd be absolutely shocked when that fan would show up with a massive bouquet of flowers. As she was about to thank him, he would run away back to his cousins. According to him, these were his only friends at the time. He was that lonely. He was simply too embarrassed to interact with her further. This interaction left a good impression on Lily Pichu, and they kept in touch for years to come. In fact, as she would start her streaming journey, she played with her friends,
and it worked? Wait, somebody write that down. I guess it works. Find the girl you like, give her flowers, run.
Those friends would be Sykkuno. Her viewers would start to express
think it still works, or is it patched?
Especially seeing that his voice sounded like an anime character. There was genuine demand in her community to know what he looked like. What they didn't know, though, was that Lily Pichu had already shown him. He was there with her when she went to Summoners Con 2015, and he was right there with her in her vlog. But most of her community were simply not aware of this. So seeing that there was growing demand to see what he looked like, they decided to do a face reveal live on Lily Pichu's stream around the year of 2019.
Yeah. You're such a... Oh, okay, here we go. Wait, you're actually so much braver than I thought.
Only because you're here.
Oh my god. Only because you're here. I actually had to kill myself. Why did I repeat it? Don't forget to leave your glass slipper so she can
not disappointed. In fact, Lily Pichu had
I will try that tomorrow.
Sykkuno that she would be, well, the main reason why he would start streaming, and you can hear him say that himself.
I'm gonna act like this one day.
Start streaming. Oh, Lily actually.
And speaking of streaming, he would start doing so shortly after revealing his face on Lily Pichu's stream. He'd start in the beginning of 2019 with
I gotta find a bigger streamer.
As the months would go by, he would
start and act shy.
Very rapid growth. He would really
That's how I grow.
Serious hours by August 2019, and within just 1 year, by August 2020, he'd be sitting at 8,000 average viewers, reaching a peak of 50,000.
Does he always talk like that?
But how? Yeah. Why? Well, during his streams, he would continue playing with
and for some reason, it didn't weird other people out. But there's a certain group outside that was just like, this is weird. I remember hearing this nigga voice, and I was like, hell nah.
Pichu has a
I don't know.
Of big content creators.
Loki, I thought he was a diddler or something.
Sykkuno. It turned out that this guy was very easy to talk to. He was witty, he made jokes, and the communities of the many streamers actually enjoyed
if you're
his
here.
company. All of these factors combined would be the perfect catalyst for when the quarantine season of COVID-19 would arrive. He would start to play the game Among Us with some of the biggest content creators on the planet, and within just 4 months,
that COVID buffed everybody, bro.
All the way up to 50,000 average viewers, peaking at 100,000 viewers in one stream. He was gaining 500,000 followers every single month.
Oh my God.
In just the span of like a year and a half, he had gone from being a mid-tier streamer to one of the biggest.
And then all that power went to his
platform.
dick.
It wasn't just Twitch though. He would be getting millions upon millions of views on his YouTube videos as well. I
didn't know all this, bro. I didn't know he was built like this.
He was on. And so by 2022, when YouTube was aggressively recruiting Twitch streamers to stream on their platforms instead, offering them multi-million-dollar deals, they targeted Sykkuno, seeing that he's extremely brand friendly, has a very loyal audience, and had become a household name in such a short time. So on May 2nd, 2022, he would announce to the world that he was moving to YouTube on a 2-year exclusive contract. And as you can tell by the engagement, this post went viral. What I really want you to understand, though, is just how valuable he was seen by companies and platforms.
I didn't know all this, bro. I just thought he was a fucking
that were on Twitch,
shy streamer gimmick
confidence
loser.
And hubris, seeing that they completely dominated the streaming scene at the time, would never bother offering a counteroffer. On the very rare occasion that they did, it was a very big deal. And guess what? They made an exception to
Dude, he made Twitch match? This is actually crazy. Twitch don't give a fuck half the time. when a streamer leaves and goes somewhere else because they think they're gonna come back anyways. They actually try to match their shit. I didn't. What the fuck? Oh, you know what? I don't know if he's gonna mention it, but because his audience is mostly women, women are the best kind of audience to have because they're the most consumers. You can sell to women more. So if you have women, that is your core audience. You have like the fucking golden group of people for any platform. Damn, this thing, he has so much power in his hands. Fuck.
Higher than YouTube. Sykkuno would go back to YouTube and show them Twitch's new offer, and YouTube would offer to pay even more.
So that's how you're stealing my money.
$5 million. Sykkuno, though, also had interest
in talking about,
such as VTubers. In 2023, for an
I'm
April
just
Fool's
here
joke, he would
for you
debut
guys.
his first VTuber model, extending his reach to a new niche community. The reason why I'm mentioning this is because at some point he was invited to a call.
Nigga, he was speaking to Bernie Sanders? What? Where was I? Why? Okay, fine, I guess, dude.
Bernie Sanders alongside Valkyrie.
Never do that again. It worked for him.
Instead of showing his face, he chose to be a VTuber. This was so ridiculous, and it went so viral that he inadvertently kind of became a spokesperson for VTubing in one stream. I mean, God, everyone wanted to
never do that voice again, bro. It made him rich. You guys just come on.
And this was partly due to his very loyal.
You guys see me with 20K viewers, and you see that voice, just, you know,
all by design. You see, back in 2023, Pokemon would make the very interesting revelation that Sykkuno had the highest female demographic fan base compared to any other streamer.
Exactly, Jocelyn.
She would compare his level of fame and the way his
fuck ass hair pissing me off
to K-pop idols.
There's other ways. They're too hard.
Mill Twitch streamer. No, there was definitely more to this. And one of the main reasons why this worked out so well is because he was seen as a boy failure. No, not the kind of guy who's unemployed and lives in a dump and smells like shit. I'm talking about the ideal boy failure.
All right, that's not him. What the heck? He's just yoked up. He's not yoked up with a fucking Pikachu shirt on. He's a fucking nerdy tech loser. Wait, hold on. Who fucking is shy around the huzz. This is how they see him?
Doesn't live in a dump, but is instead just a hopeless romantic.
Has six-pack abs and is really tall for some reason.
Who turns all red when you want to initiate
just has wrists?
The most innocent, naive soul imaginable.
Who doesn't have wrists?
A boy failure isn't necessarily that he's a failure. It's the fact that he's perfect, but just needs one person to fix him. And that's how a significant chunk of his fan base felt.
Oh, they feel like they can fix him.
If you've watched my channel before, then it's not too different from a girl failure that has a
I've watched this video while I was
editing.
Wants
to fix her. It's the same parasocial mess. This can be very easily seen in some of the most viral fan-made videos.
This is how I differ.
Sykkuno,
I never try to fix it crazy.
Setting at over 3 million views.
I revel in it.
Sykkuno tells his trauma about girls. Sykkuno trusts his friend, Disguised Toast, more than the girls. So this guy had barely any romantic experience, and yet still, he had his heart broken. He needs a woman that will fix him and tell him it'll be okay. And maybe she'll be one of his fans. If only he knew how handsome and amazingly desirable he was, though. Because he's another fan-made video. Everyone's simping for Sykkuno because who doesn't? I mean, God, if only he wasn't a boy failure and understood how smooth he was with women. But he's too naive.
This is so
because guess what? This video sitting at over 4 million views is titled
Are they kids? Maybe they're kids.
Girls for 14 minutes.
I feel like an adult wouldn't fall for it. I guess he's sleeping with adults,
right? This image of him that was so carefully crafted would attract a very large female audience. It would also allow him to be one of the only male streamers to constantly be able to hang out with a majoritarily female friend group without getting in trouble
That's
with
a fucking word.
Due to jealousy. The guy was innocent.
Hold on, bitch.
Male streamers to constantly be able to hang out with a majoritarily female friend group.
Is that? You know what? I'm not trying to pull
them getting in trouble with their fan bases due to jealousy. The guy was innocent, allergic to love, and he wouldn't hurt a single fly. This allowed him to do things that other male.
I mean, technically, he's still allergic to love if he was cheating with it.
Never do. Like, dude, this is him sniffing the armpit of Fuslie at some point during a podcast.
Why?
They were talking about body odor. This is how much he was trusted around women.
Nah, he was that trusted.
Obsessed over him. They saw him as so awkward, so incapable of understanding what love or social cues mean that this was fine. They didn't mind. because they were going to be the ones to fix him anyway. So it comes as no surprise that yes, some relationships literally ended over the girl's obsession over him. Hell,
That's still crazy.
Some gay relationships ended because of the same reason too.
Huh?
He was just that much of a sensation, and that crafted image he built around himself was just so.
Sorry, babe. I'm in love with
and so he'd
Sykkuno.
keep on doing what he's always done, and after his 2-year contract with YouTube would
I'm leaving you
end
for him.
during May 2024, he would make his grand
People love
comeback
shipping
to
him with
Twitch,
Corpse Husband.
peaking at over
Oh, yeah, that probably got their imagination running.
26,000 viewers. However, his viewer count would slowly begin to drift. And by April 2026, he'd be sitting at 1,665 average viewers, a far cry from the peak
That's
of the
where he is now,
pandemic
because he's
back at
too old,
50,000.
bro. He's too
He
old
also
to be doing that.
stopped collabing with larger content creators as much as he used to, mostly sticking to himself. But hell, I mean, 1,600 average viewers is still very easy
still
to
really
make a
good.
living off of. He had made his millions of dollars, had this incredibly obsessive
Yeah, honestly,
fan base.
he's
As
already
far as
set for
content
life,
creator
huh?
careers go, this really wasn't so bad. The guy was a multimillionaire. What people weren't aware of, though, is that for many years since becoming a viral sensation, he would use his status as Sykkuno, as the most desirable streamer imaginable, as this K-pop
Well, not
idol,
anymore.
to pursue relationships with smaller or up-and-coming content creators, whether they be cosplayers or VTubers, manipulating them into thinking that they were special on the hopes of hooking up with them and while being in a monogamous relationship. This is the real Sykkuno.
All right, let's
And
hear it.
now we finally have proof.
That was all the context.
Hemamal VT, who I'll refer to as Mal from now on, is someone who has been making content for the last year. She occasionally streams from time to time, but also tends to post cosplays on her Twitter profile, some of them being revealing. Those revealing cosplays would catch Sykkuno's attention, and he'd follow
Somebody,
on Valentine's
adult,
Day of
look over there and do some
2026.
research for me.
Within barely a few days, he would start talking about how they should move in together into the same house, all while having a girlfriend.
A few days
When
in?
Mal would find out about the girlfriend, she would decide to write a Google document. The Google document would contain Mal's side of the story as well as Elfie
got you. I
Leah's
said
side of the
adult.
story. Another VTuber who, of course, also posts cosplays from time to time, which is why Sykkuno was interested in her to begin with. She also had no idea that Sykkuno had a girlfriend and would meet up with him during December 2025 in Paris when he would travel for a
What
convention.
am I looking up?
Like Mal, though,
These
she
creators? I want to
actually ended
see.
up
I want to see the player builds. I want to see if he got a type. Apparently, he was meeting up with her and her.
posts cosplays from time to time, which is why Sykkuno was interested in her to begin with.
He
She
just be
also
scrolling
had no
through
idea
Twitter
that
and just
Sykkuno had
like,
a
oh, I
girlfriend,
like this
and
one.
would meet up with him during
Anime
December
profile.
2025 in Paris when he would travel for a convention. Unlike Mal, though, she would actually end up sleeping with Sykkuno, again, completely oblivious that he has a girlfriend. They would both
Okay.
share their stories and the DMs with Sykkuno in the Google document. This document would be 32 pages
Wait,
long.
what's the first
and it
name? It was Emerald. Him Omal. Horny Mal VT. Jesus Christ.
He would start talking about how they should move in together into the same house. All while Hal would Elfie Leah's side, that he has a girlfriend,
Okay.
with Sykkuno in the Google
So
document.
is this really just gonna be
document
like
would 32
he's
pages
cheating?
long, and it would detail both of their experiences with Sykkuno, leading up to the revelation of the fact that he has a girlfriend.
I wanna see
as
the
well
pred
as a
shit.
link to the full 17-minute YouTube video in which Mal would confront Sykkuno about cheating on his girlfriend with her. Here's how it would start off. On Valentine's Day of this year, I was followed on Twitter by Sykkuno.
Damn, on
I thought
Valentine's
it
Day?
was amazing that such a big content creator even knew I existed, let alone followed me on social media. He had been my role
Unlicensed
model
nurse
and
bunny.
someone I looked up to for a long time, ever since my days in high school. However,
I'm not gonna say what I
learning
thought
about
of the reply
Sykkuno
for
after
that.
that day would make me regret my decision.
Just know I thought of
Sykkuno is
something.
not the kind, soft-spoken character you see on stream. He is a serial cheater,
Okay.
liar, and manipulator who uses his status to get what he wants from as many women as possible. More specifically, ones who are smaller or up-and-coming content creators, knowing that he can take advantage of them. After confiding in many others that have had similar experiences with Sykkuno, I realized that this was not an isolated incident. In fact, it was something that had been going
you
on
sleep
for
with him too?
multiple years.
Wait a
He
minute.
always made sure to cover his tracks
I'm
and
sorry.
never left a paper trail significant enough for someone to make this public. But now, this has all changed.
He's
These are
never.
serious
Is he
allegations.
smuggling coke? What do you mean he never left a paper trail significant enough for someone to make this pub? Okay, let me chill. But to say so, like, you got to be doing some crazy shit, like some freaky deaky you know, like, oh yeah, they can't know I pay for this, or
and I fully understand
if he's just cheated, it's bad, but it's not.
All other content creators who have been personally affected,
or
by
maybe am I toxic?
To not remain silent, as I believe that there is strength in numbers. This document will not only include proof for
I guess to his audience, this is crazy though, right? If you thought he was a shy boy,
below, you will find evidence that will expose his calculated pattern of love bombing and manipulation, as well as a recording of a voice call where he explicitly admits to all his wrongdoings, everything. All right, so already this is one.
Yeah, cheating is wrong, but that's like
document, right?
This is a relationship shit.
Urging of all other content creators who have been personally affected by.
I feel like his fans are like, he has to have the most parasocial fans possible, right? Like they think they're invested in his life, right?
Sykkuno to come out about this. As I already mentioned, there are many people who were affected by his actions throughout the years. In fact, if Sykkuno traveled to any expo or convention or event, then you can bet a hefty sum of money that he always had someone there who he flew out, hoping that he could bring them to his hotel room. Anyway, the next section of the document would be titled, Our First Conversation. After Valentine's Day, I was so excited about him following me that I told a friend who then urged me to strike up a conversation. I finally worked up the courage to send him a DM and he replied right away. So here we can see on the 15th of February, Mal would send, are you still looking for a Valentine's date perhaps? To which Sykkuno would say, so innocently, what? You can't just open up with something like that? And besides, Valentine's Day is almost over where I'm from already. To which she would reply with, I gotta really like an anime guy. What? You could just open up with something like that. Can we play that? You could just open up with something like that. And besides, Valentine's Day was almost over where I'm at or from. Fuck. Valentine's Day do-over, you know? In the same first conversation, he brought up what kind of games he liked to play and invited me to play with him after a convention. On the left, I can take the healing kit and occasionally heal you in it. Wait, what game is that? You sound stupid, L reader. Shut up. You just don't like my voice. But there's an audience out there that would love it. What game is he talking about? Image, we can see them discussing sleep schedules, right? Understanding what time it is for her, what time it is for him. Kit. On the right image, we can see him say, what games do you like to play? I'm like a massive game player. That's usually how I meet people or make friends, to be honest. In the next couple of images, we can see Sykkuno talk about the game he was playing, which was Outlast Trials, saying that maybe Mal could carry him. She would agree, give him her Discord, and then wonder, hey, are you done soon with your stream? Because I'm getting tired. She hadn't slept all night. She was pulling an all-nighter. He'd apologize for taking so long, and then he'd say that he has a convention to go to. So far, this is like normal shit. Like a few hours, he would say, hey, listen, can we just play tomorrow? And everyone can be a narrator, and that's okay. And they would agree, fuck you! Okay, let's play after the convention. This is what would lead us to the next section. Interest in where I live. For context, this is still the same day as the first conversation. Only moved to same day is crazy. Apart since I'm EU time zone and he's US time zone. Unless they were talking about the space. Have the timestamp of 10 a.m. EU time. The last DMs we can see on Twitter were at 9 a.m. So this is barely an hour later after they added each other. Mal would continue by saying, things started out innocently enough with him crying about fun things to do near where I live, such as aquariums and conventions. TwitchCon EU specifically. I'd like to point out that I said we could go on a date to make up for Valentine's. He not once expressed to me any discomfort or that he wasn't single. So yeah, this is how it goes. If someone expresses interest in you, right, you typically tell them fairly quickly that you're already in a committed relationship. Yeah, that is true. Let things slide. Mal had no reason to think that Sykkuno was already taken. Otherwise, he would have said something after she proposed. Well, okay, it depends. Okay, she's the victim. If you're trying to pursue somebody and they have a girlfriend or boyfriend, like how, like scale 1 to 10, what is the relative harm? 10 being the person that the person that's being portrayed, their partner, right? That's a 10 to me, right? They're being cheated on. How far from that is the person who unknowingly is participating in this? Because I don't know how much sympathy I have for Mal. It's a sucky situation. He's a bitch ass nigga. But to me, it's like a 4. It's like, oh shit, he has like, I don't know. Ask, do they have an aquarium? I'm a big fan of aquariums. All right. Say, someone should draw something. Amsterdam could make it a date. He should have been straight up though. Yes, true. He'd only reply with, I just don't know if it's worth all it is. Continuing on with his innocent persona, but he'd never say, oh no, actually, wait, like I want to meet up as friends. I'm actually in a relationship. Not once. You're not flying all the way to Amsterdam to meet his friends. I'm not gonna lie. He would also follow my personal. My girl is flying all the way to Amsterdam to meet for a friend. My IRL friends and friends she met online while using his official Sykkuno account. So here we can see an image of Sykkuno following her with her personal account name being hidden since it's personal. The
I
next
thought
section
he
will be
was
titled Making
covering his
Plans
tracks.
to Meet Me in Person. So bear in mind, this was the next day, okay, the 16th of February. They had started talking on the 15th. He followed her on the 14th. The document would say, in this 2-hour Discord gaming call, the same day as our first conversation, Sykkuno made plans to meet me IRL. It was set to be the same weekend as Dokumi 2026 since he was flying over anyway to attend TwitchCon EU. Going to the aquarium would be our first date. I also learned that there is a 15-year age gap between us. Right, so look, I personally spoke to the victim about this. I asked, like, would that usually have been like a red flag or a turnoff? She said yes. The thing is, this is Sykkuno we're talking about here, right? So she made an exception because as you saw in the intro of this document, she used to watch him in high school. She genuinely looked up to him.
That's crazy.
To say that she was starstruck was an understatement, and that's exactly what he was counting on. Now, while keeping that 15-year age gap in mind, this next section definitely hits different. It's titled Making Plans to Move In Together.
Okay,
These
how long
messages
were you
would be
speaking,
on the
man?
17th of February, 2 days after they started talking.
What?
It would say,
okay, I know he's Sykkuno. That should be a red fucking flag. Random 15-year-old older rich nigga wants to move in. Oh, she said no to this. Almost felt like a dream. How old is she? I can see a dumbass 18-year-old thinking like this. No offense, Ella.
with Sykkuno.
Hell no, that's how you get chopped up and thrown into a bag.
It almost felt like a dream. It was like he could make anything I wanted happen. And as someone as prolific and successful as him, I had no reason to doubt anything he said to me. These screenshots show that Sykkuno and I were intending to adopt a cat and have me possibly move into his house. I told him we couldn't get a cat yet due to me not being a US citizen and possibly having visa issues. Keep in mind, this conversation happened 2 days after the first conversation.
That's crazy.
So in this first image of these set of DMs, we can see them talking about pets in general, right? About how he might be allergic to certain pets, about how his current
What does
dog
that have to
doesn't
do with
trigger
me?
his allergies.
I just say
So they start
dumbass
discussing
18-year-old.
the prospect of getting a cat. Mal would say, I mean, if I'm there anyways, we'll have to think of a name, no? To which Sykkuno would say, yeah, but I don't know if I can take care of it myself. Mal would say, or were you just going to name it Cat? He'd say, you'll have to stay to help take care of it, lol. To which she'd say, I'm okay with that, though I don't know how that would work with me staying there. I can't stay forever either, you know, because I'm not an American citizen and I'll also probably have to go back as well. Because I mean, I hope at least that I can go back to studying end of this year. And like in general, everything is so expensive.
So he's like,
oh yeah, that's true. Okay, maybe we can get a cat together.
Ooh, anime girls
Besides,
like Drake or
already
some
have a
shit,
cat?
huh?
Which she'd say, yeah, but they're my dad's. Also, did you finally order the food? And he'd say, oh, I see. So you wouldn't have to bring them if you just moved somewhere. To which she'd say,
order the food.
no, I guess not though. I'd miss them so much, so I definitely have to get new pets. So barely a couple days after speaking to each other, Sykkuno's out here discussing getting a pet together, taking care of it, raising it together, and looking into the possibility of her maybe moving in together with him one day. This was as he was sharing a home with his girlfriend. The next section will be titled Lying About Being Single and Dating History. In this screenshot,
Why not just be
Sykkuno
single,
said he has
though?
only ever had one relationship his entire life. I would eventually find out that that was a lie and that he had been dating and living in the same house as his girlfriend for years and that I was not the only girl on the internet that he spoke to on a daily basis.
Well, his girlfriend was
here we
his
can see
only
DMs
real
of them
relationship.
discussing this topic.
He wasn't
Mal would
lying.
say, I mean, you've been in relationships before. It's not like it's your first relationship, referencing what they might potentially have going on. To which he'd reply with, I don't know, lol. I've only actually dated someone once and they broke up with me, so yeah, I think I'm just not very good, so it's probably just a me issue. To which he'd say, did you never do anything for your ex, at all? To which he'd say, I mean, I think I did. I don't think she thought I did, so yeah. But I mean, everyone has their own way of what they want. So it's important to be like, are you getting what you want? And if you're not, I totally understand.
He's 30-something years old. This irritated. I think I did. I don't think she... Let me stop. But what... Just say it. Yes or no. What do you do? So yeah. What?
He was saying, what do you mean you think you did? Like what?
Yeah, just say what you mean.
Always keep it vague. Keeping up this persona that he crafted, the one that was allergic to love, that had no idea, what
I
was
just think
going
he
on with
pussy.
women. This would lead us right into the next section titled Sexting. We texted every single day.
Okay, how does
and
this
these
nigga sex?
interactions
I'm
would be
sorry, I
charged
need to
with
see it.
flirting and suggestive topics. I would send him suggestive pictures and audios, and he would confirm that he'd touch himself to them. Additionally, he'd always
So
act
funny.
flustered and inexperienced, keeping up the illusion of his on-stream innocent persona. We'd also regularly talk about date ideas and things we'd like to do together in the future when we meet up IRL.
What's that?
Topics that are usually discussed between two adults who are clearly romantically interested in each other.
These
On top
pictures
of
are making
texting,
me
We also
feel
called
something
almost every single day, even after he'd stream for over 8 hours. We talk and play games regularly. One thing I'd noticed is that every time we called and when he spoke, he'd be whispering and never fully use his voice. His excuse was that it's because he was tired after a long stream, and I didn't really
It's so
find that
gross.
to be
That's what he was doing,
Using your
man.
voice for 8 hours in a row does exhaust it after all. I now realize that he was quiet because his girlfriend lived with him and he didn't want her to
Bro.
hear. So in this first...
What's that picture with SpongeBob and the shackles? You don't have to live like this. Just break up with her. I'm so confused. Unless maybe she has dirt on her. I don't know. You don't have... Just break up with... You don't have to live like this. Just be single. I don't understand it.
Set of DMs, we can see them discussing things to watch together. Sykkuno saying, let's watch something. Mal would say we should. He would say, let's watch a cooked Netflix dating show because those are funny, or both. And Mal would say we should. And do you also want to play games like Helldivers or Overwatch or etc.? In the next image, we can see them discussing the spicy audio that she sent him at some point. He'd say, you do too. She would say, yeah, like in that audio recording I sent you, to which he would act flustered over and say, huh? Oh my God. Well, yes, you really sounded cute in that
Oh my
too.
God.
Which she would
To
say,
keep the act going is crazy.
or only that once. In the next screenshot, we can see them discussing going on a gym date. Mal expressed to him how much she enjoys going to work out at the gym, and so Sykkuno would inquire about what a gym date looks like. This is when they discuss it more.
This shit
In the
is
next two set of DMs, we can see them talking about more spicy
It's crazy
topics.
not because
Mal
of what
would
he's
say,
doing,
"You
it's
get
just who's
flustered so
doing it."
easily." And then Sykkuno would say, because I'm not. I've never done like this kind of thing before.
This isn't
lol.
crazy.
To which she would say,
In the grand scheme,
you
like,
don't
niggas
it?
cheat all
He'd
the
continue saying,
time,
which is
but
crazy because I'm older than you, but like
the
I haven't
way
really
he
dated
does
much.
it.
So, and then Mal would say, so you have me now. He'd reply with, my XP bar is low, but no, I do it.
What? My XP bar is low? My XP bar is low? Huh. I've never... She's also pretty weird. Yeah, kinda. To want somebody this shy and unexperienced is kind of weird to me. We in The Sims. He didn't level up to stroke game. Like, what do you mean your XP bar is low? I might steal that. My XP, like whenever I suck ass at something, my XP low.
But like I haven't really
XP
dated
bar
much,
is low.
so and then Mal would say, so
Are you good at sex? My XP is filled all the way
my
up.
XP bar is low, but no,
I'm max
do
level.
it. I've never gotten something like this before. Yes, I like it. It's so good. I can't wait to use it later. As in,
Okay. I don't want to hear this. No,
I
don't want to hear that.
Send you. To which he'd say, what? Why would you wonder that? She'd say, well, because they're spicy pictures and videos. Of course, I wonder if you put them to use. And then he'd say, I'll definitely put this one to use. She'd say, so you've never done so before? And then he would say, maybe in all caps with a flustered sweating emoji.
Dirty.
This is when she'd put her foot down and say, I want a yes or
Finally.
no. And then he would say, yes, of course I have. How could I not? Overall, these DMs were a balance of spicy and wholesome, just like what you'd expect.
This is
people are
spicy.
romantically interested in each other, saying goodnight to each other, inquiring on their health. He'd compliment her on her appearance. She'd say, I love getting compliments from you. Good morning, handsome.
And he's talking to what? Two more girls after this?
Wouldn't just be expressed with words. No, for Sykkuno, he'd make sure to express it financially too. This is what would lead us to the next section, titled Sugar Daddy. Less than a month later, Sykkuno would randomly ask for my PayPal account in DMs. He'd then waste no time in sending me money unprompted, something that I'd later realize was simply a behavioral pattern that he'd
I'm
employed
not
with
putting
women
that in the notes.
I want to reiterate
Rich or not,
that I
that's
never
not
asked
going
him
in the
for his money,
notes,
and
man.
He did this of his own volition. He bought me both a gym jacket, linked below, and Resident Evil 9.
If he said me that much, I wouldn't have said shit. Shut the hell up. I think she genuinely liked this guy. So she didn't want to just keep this going.
Here we can see two payments. The first one sent
200 randomly.
2026, 81 euros, and the second one being 200 euros on the 5th of March 2026.
And he even
the sender
do shit.
was the business, Sykkuno.
She lost the plot. Low key, she dropped the bag.
Username on the 28th of February. He'd start off the conversation with, you still aren't asleep either? To which she'd say, I fell asleep, woke up again because I'm having trouble sleeping. He would then say, oh, well, good morning. And what's your PayPal so I can buy you games later? She'd say, huh? Straight to the point. Jesus, I need to update my email to my
They all
PayPal
speak
'cause my
like
old
anime
one before I
characters.
rebranded. When he would send her money for a gym jacket, at some point she'd say, want me to send it back? To which he'd say, no, I wanted you to get a nice gym vest, lol. Especially because it seems like you're really passionate about working
You
out.
want me to send it back. Yeah, she's messing the plot, bro. Come over here. When she realized she was being finessed, she should have thought within herself, like, okay, he doesn't actually want to be with me. Let's get the biggest bag we can before we blow this bitch up. Let's get the biggest possible bag before we blow this up.
So I thought it'd be nice. And then you can remember me.
Or maybe that's what she did.
It. I thought it was a cute idea. She'd buy one, she'd wear it, she'd send it to him, and she'd say, I wore it with the green set because I know how much you like green. She'd also make a tweet on her account while wearing it, saying, this gym jacket is literally so comfy, the muscle mommy arc will be real. So up until this point, this was Mal's experience with Sykkuno. The next section is titled
Yeah, he is rare. Like, no guy's going to be a random millionaire.
And this is where we talk about Elphilia's side of the story. The document would say...
Oh, wait. Oh, love bombing. So maybe he's going to be a mean guy on the other half.
After speaking to Elphilia a few days ago, we were able to corroborate our experiences with Sykkuno and learned that we were both victims of this. We had no idea that he was talking to both of us at the same time. Sykkuno is known to send hundreds of dollars to the girls he wants to get involved with. This screenshot is from when he took my friend Elphilia to Paris during the 2025 TFT tournament, along with sending her 500 euros to help her move into her new apartment. You can clearly see that this was sent from his business email's PayPal account. So unlike the other image that was supplied by Mal, here we can clearly see this is Sykkuno at hotmail.com sending her all this money.
Like, switch the lyrics to the same e-boy fuckboy.
1,550 euros, all under his business email. Here are the DMs in which we can
see
he
got money like that. Did you not hear the fucking beginning? Does he have money like that? They was paying him millions. He got multi-millions to just stay on Twitch, just stay where he was at. What are you talking about?
Paris, as well as all
got money like that.
Hotel fees there, pretty much taking care of her financially during the entire trip.
He got anime hair money. He used to be balded.
April 2025, with Sykkuno telling Elphilia, "I'm probably going to Paris later this year for sure. I'm not sure on TwitchCon yet. I'm afraid I don't know enough people." He'd say, "You should come to Paris when I go to it. Is it close?" To which she'd say, "Paris is pretty easy to go to, yeah, since it's in the European Union." He'd say, "You better hang out then when I go there." She'd reply with, "I'll have to see because I know nothing and no one there and it's expensive." To which he would say, "I'll pay for you. Don't worry." She'd say, "Don't worry. Really? You do that?" And then he'd say,
"How does her shit all sparkly? What's going on? Is she the main character of Discord?" What?
All the food. She'd of course be ecstatic about this and say, "You'd have to deal with my annoying ass though." And he would say, "But you gotta choose places to eat, like the restaurants." And she'd say, "Deal." One day later,
can you stop using that fuck ass puppy emote?
"Don't worry, lol. How much is the flight usually from Netherlands to Paris and back?" Because she lived in the Netherlands at the time. "I think I'm going for like a TFT tournament or something like that." On the 10th of December 2025, we can see her saying, "I'm boarding now. See you soon." To which he would reply with, "See you soon. You have the hotel info, right?" Since they were going to share a room.
Bro, this profile pic is taking me out.
Elphilia would talk to Sykkuno on and off for the span of 5 years. During that time, she had absolutely no idea that he had a girlfriend in the 5 years that she had known him, and on and off flirted with him.
I have 0 friends with the Nitro, so I guess I've never seen
too many games and not going out enough to meet women to date. So bear in mind, she knew him since like 2021, back when he was like the most desired man on the entirety of Twitch.
Okay, but like, maybe I need to see more. But if they're talking on and off, and he just ends up in her city, she goes to his hotel, he pipes, she leaves. Isn't that like normal? That's not, I guess he had a girlfriend the whole time, but like, there's no, you don't think there's going to be a relationship in that, right? I don't know how you think there's going to be a relationship.
Streaming space. And even with all that flirting, he never once mentioned the relationship he's been in since 2021. So this was in the beginning of his relationship as well. So in this next set of DMs, you can see Elphilia saying, "Also, I have a question for you. Why are you single? Like, how?" To which he'd say, "Huh? That's a crazy question, lol. I think it's a combination of like playing too many games." To which he'd say,
"Huh? That's a crazy question, lol."
Crazy. Why is it a crazy question? The guy was desired by anyone. Even after his viewership had fallen down a little bit, he could still DM anyone and get them to date him. It didn't make sense. The document would say, "Same calculated behavior and patterns, using his nerdy gamer boy facade to lure women into a false narrative." In this next set of DMs, Elphilia would be saying, "You're cute. You're this sweet to all girls, or am I just lucky?" To which he'd say, "Wah, lol. Only to the ones I
wow, lol." If
as we can see, Elphilia is just starstruck.
We gotta kill this nigga.
Believe this.
My bad.
She feels so lucky that Sykkuno, the guy who's desired by everyone, is giving her
because I want to mock him in that voice.
This is the effect he had on people, and he knew this. And just like with Mal, he would follow her personal.
Exactly. It's so obvious. He's so old, and he goes, "What? Lol. Is it not obvious?
Instagram page.
No offense to them. Like, how could you not see it?
Like, it's the same patterns. The guy had a playbook and he knew how to put it to use. The document would continue. Here is proof that Sykkuno was in Paris for the TFT event around this time too, directly from his Twitter. So here you can see this was
acting like one of those.
December 2025.
The first time I saw him speak, I was thinking he was a pred. I didn't say it out loud. And I'm still not saying he's a pred. None of this seems like pred shit to me. It just seemed like he's a fuckboy. But I just thought he was like, okay, yeah, this nigga likes kids because he's speaking so weird. Like, it's
his first tweet on the left, we can see him taking an image of Lily Pichu, who was also there, as well as him retweeting one of TFT's tweets saying, "Ultimate bragging rights have been secured at the TFT Paris Open." This is them announcing that Sykkuno's team had won, confirming that he was indeed there. The next page of the document would show us a set of DMs between Sykkuno and Elphilia. The date would be the 3rd of March, 2026. So this would be 3 months after they had met up and hooked up. And this would be as he was talking with Mal. He'd say,
Sykkuno,
"Oh my God,
I don't think you're a bad
World
guy.
of Warcraft. I saw this player. It reminded me of you." That's because that player had a similar looking name. She'd say, "Oh, you got reminded of me? That's cute." To which he'd say, "Of course. Oh, I was going to ask, were you planning on going to like Offkai or anything like that?" That's a VTuber Expo, right? To which she would say, "I wish, but unfortunately I can't. My rent is now 800 euros per month.
That's a good play by her.
My savings, so I canceled all my travels for the year." The document would say, to add even more salt to the wound, after Elphilia's Paris trip, and 2 weeks after he had started talking to me, saying things like how he wants to move in with me and such, he would message Elphilia asking her if she'll be at Offkai. This is proof that he'd be talking to more than one woman at the same time, planning a hookup for every event he went to. He was doing this while giving me the impression that he wanted something long-term, and all while also having a girlfriend since 2021. Elphilia and I weren't friends until I found out that he was cheating on his girlfriend. This is when we both got in contact with each other and shared our stories. She deserves the world. This section would end with both Sykkuno and Elphilia talking about random topics, and then at the end of this DM chain, we can see Sykkuno saying, "How was your day?" To which she would reply with, "Awful. Spent the whole day crying. Crying right now. Why do some men cheat? I'll never understand." The document points out that this is ironic, seeing that Sykkuno is a cheater himself. So as you can see, when these two women spoke to each other and shared their stories, they were shocked. Shocked to know that they were being used so casually, and shocked to know that this man was in a relationship. But how is it that he did this for years with no consequences? How is it that there are many Elphilias
like high key
out there?
Maybe his streaming career is cooked. He doesn't really have much consequences though. When you're rich as shit, the consequences of your life, other than actually going to jail, is like 0 to none. Maybe he'll lose his girlfriend. Maybe not. I find it hard to believe she doesn't have an inkling over this from 2021. I find it hard to believe, but I don't know.
With no one saying a thing. Well, they kind of did, which is what the next section is all about.
Oh, wait.
It's titled Rumors and Broken Friendships. As I mentioned in the intro, no one made a public statement before because they never had sufficient evidence. Sykkuno would always talk about the most explicit and sensitive topics in voice calls or in person, never leaving a paper trail. This was all intentional.
Wouldn't voice call be... And isn't the paper trail the message? This statement is just objectively not true. He messaged these women. What do you mean? I've seen him. They have messages about moving in together. Wow, that's the paper trail. I'm confused.
Rumors still managed to spread. Many content creators,
what more
do
you need?
Their friends about his behavior. Behind the scenes for many, he'd be known as a predator who regularly took advantage of smaller and or vulnerable content creators. The reason why Sykkuno would abruptly stop hanging out with certain people throughout the years is because of this predatory behavior. However, he'd managed to keep enough influential friends around him to legitimize his position in the space, especially seeing that many of those friends were women who would have normally stood in solidarity with any sort of victim, making it seem like he was safe enough to trust because they trusted him enough to be a friend. As Elphilia spoke with Sykkuno, she'd tell him about rumors that she had heard from someone else, about how Sykkuno had a roster of readily available women, and how they all coincidentally were smaller content creators who wouldn't dare touch him if something went wrong. Elphilia, of course, didn't believe this. After all, Sykkuno had a calculated pattern that worked perfectly in his favor. His innocent, naive demeanor wouldn't dare hurt a fly, so why would he hurt me? So here we can see DMs between Elphilia and Sykkuno. She was
you think calling him a pred is fair?
He dislikes you.
When I think pred, I think the nigga's jitty on
go for girls that are small so you can manipulate them with your shy persona. Yet he is doing that to my friend right now. To which Sykkuno would say, oh yeah, I mean, I don't think that's true, but I guess people will say stuff randomly. I'm confused as to these people who think I'm going for them. I haven't really done that. But anyway, I'm sure it'll be fine. I mean, like I said before, people who know me will know me, and I guess he just dislikes me, which is totally fine. She'd say, exactly. He did say the only reason you haven't gotten called out is because you go after small creators and they'll never expose you. If you ever need proof of anything, I have receipts, just in case he tries anything funny.
Ironic.
Sykkuno would say, oh, I feel like the way VTubers are, they would love to try and expose bigger streamers. They love drama, lol. But it's not true, so I think it's fine. I don't need receipts or anything. It's fine. But
so what's going on? I feel like I'm reading a book. So it is like way more deeper than I thought.
I know, just making sure you stay safe no matter what, love. Sykkuno would continue saying, I mean, why is he bringing up so much anyway, though? To which she'd say, he's jealous of you. I'm just playing League with him, and he brought you up out of the blue. To which he'd say, I don't think there's much to be jealous of, lol. But hopefully he feels better soon. And Elphilia...
Not gonna lie. They probably hated this nigga in the VTuber community.
He said you hurt 5 of his friends, apparently. So this was on the 26th of December after they had met IRL, and Elphilia had no reason to doubt him, right? She still had no idea that he had a girlfriend since 2020.
Bro.
This is why she was still so readily siding with him. And speaking of cheating, this is what would lead us to the section, Sykkuno's girlfriend. The coincidence that would lead me to finding out the truth about Sykkuno happened last week. A popular male VTuber tried to slide into my DMs to presumably get in my pants, and when I rejected him, he immediately started to mention nasty rumors about Bao. Out of concern for her, I reached out to a mod who then connected me with Bao. The 3 of us struck up a conversation when I mentioned I was nervous about a date I was going on. They asked me who it was. When I said my date was with Sykkuno, they immediately told me not to go on the date for my own personal safety. Bao told me that at the end of March, Sykkuno's girlfriend reached out to her regarding a controversial tweet Bao made last year in 2025. She asked Bao if it was true that the tweet was about Sykkuno. So this tweet in question, right, if you were on Twitter back in October 2025, you would have probably seen it. It went absolutely viral, and it simply just said, if you're an up-and-coming female content creator with a small but growing audience and a much larger and successful male content creator approaches you out of nowhere and showers you with attention on stream, in DMs, etc., don't walk. Run.
Don't walk,
run. 99% of people. This was Bao giving smaller content creators very well needed advice. In reality, though, this was a subtweet directly referencing Sykkuno's.
This shit really is like a book.
What's on the They called, as in Bao and Sykkuno's girlfriend, and Bao explained to her that other women had confided in her about similar experiences with him. She described a pattern of behavior where he targeted small female content creators and pressured them into having sex with him. Bao then offered to connect
Whoa. That's a whole different claim. Pressure them to have sex with him? You wouldn't know it. What?
Girlfriend. And Bao explained to her that other women had confided.
Wait, can we see evidence of that? I feel like, no offense to these lovely women, okay, harmed. I feel like that's more important in the grand scheme of things. Yeah. Yeah.
Her about similar experiences.
Can we hear them?
She described a pattern of behavior where he targeted small female content creators and pressured them into having sex with him. Bao then offered to connect her with these other victims so they could share their experiences with her directly.
Okay,
she felt it was important to hear them firsthand. This was all discussed during a Discord call. And so here we can see a DM sent by Sykkuno's girlfriend on March 24, 2026 to Bao saying, hey Bao, I'm sorry to bother you with this, but I heard something recently that was a bit concerning and I thought I would just come ask you about it. I heard that there was possibly an instance of Sykkuno trying to get VTuber girls up to his hotel room to drink with them, and that the tweet you made about being cautious of large male streamers showering you with gifts and attention was about him, in regards to him doing it to one of your friends? You know, before we get back to the document, this actually reminds me of this one tweet that was posted on Twitter back in October 21st, 2025 during TwitchCon North America, where an innocent fan came across Sykkuno in the lobby of a hotel at 2 a.m.
How do people find this shit, bro?
But as you can see, rumors are very easy to spread once you spot someone in a
This
hotel
reminded me of a whole different tweet from...
Holy Bao shit. Told me that 3 days before I contacted her and her mod, Sykkuno and his girlfriend were trying to reconcile after Sykkuno somehow managed to convince her that it was all a huge misunderstanding. She had no...
This guy, what is his speech level? He's saying he's low XP. I think this nigga's speech is max XP. How does he keep convincing people over and over again, especially when he's caught? How does he do it? What?
As well as many other girls still existed in Sykkuno's romantic incestual.
No, babe.
Bao and her mod would put...
It isn't true.
With Sykkuno's girlfriend, where I would share
Money talks. You know what? That has to be it.
she was rightfully horrified and left the group chat because she couldn't stomach reading them. This is where we can see DMs in the group chat from Sykkuno's girlfriend saying, "I have lived with him for over 2 years. We have been together since 2021. And on top of that, everything he's planning with you are things we have planned together and talk about and have done. I'm sorry." At this point, I wouldn't be able to imagine what I would feel if I was in Mal's shoes or anyone else's shoes that Sykkuno had taken advantage of. In fact,
nigga, the girlfriend. This is the most harmed person by far. It sucks for everyone else, I'm not gonna lie. But they didn't have a direct connection to this guy over a long period of time. She did.
I can't imagine being his girlfriend. Hearing these rumors about someone I lived with in the same home. And
she should be making this shit.
Way. Even after he managed to convince me that him sleeping with someone back in December 2025 was a misunderstanding. It's horrifying. This would all lead us to the final section of this document titled "To All of Sykkuno's Victims." Ever since Sykkuno's viral breakout during the pandemic lockdowns of 2020 when he played Among Us,
like, even if he cheated on you, Jocelyn, come on, you have to have some self-respect, bro. You have to. You have to. If he cheated on you, he can't just take a bandy out. Take the ban. Don't get me wrong. Take the ban.
On stream and with friends. An innocent, romantically inexperienced boy failure who looks like an anime character and sounds like one too. This perfectly curated image would attract a large audience of women, with a lot of them openly professing how attracted they are to him.
Fool, bro, but your pride is low.
And never sought to limit the most extreme aspects of his community because it made him more desirable. He understood this.
What's it called?
And would use this curated image as well as his legitimacy in the content creation space thanks to his followers and his friends to seek out any attractive cosplayers and or content creators that were small enough to be starstruck by his grand presence. It would work most of the time as he'd use the same calculated pattern that he used with me and Elphilia to lure them in and eventually fly them out to the next convention or event that he went to with the goal of hooking up. What these many women didn't know, though, is that he'd always lie about the fact that he's single. That behind the scenes, he had a neglected and depressed girlfriend that he'd been with since 2021 and who has lived with him since 2024
neglected and depressed?
In the same house.
Leave!
Many other victims to come out about their experiences with this predator. And I end this document with a recording of Sykkuno in which he admits to everything, especially with how he cheated on his girlfriend with my friend and was intending to do that with me as well.
Why would he admit to it?
This was shortly after I had messaged his girlfriend about his cheating. 30 minutes later, he would ask if I was free for a call. As his girlfriend was crying downstairs,
why did she release this now? There's still so much time left. Oh, this is just a call?
Somehow chose to prioritize someone that he barely met 2 months ago. She's referring to herself. I pointed this out during the call. Here's the link. So the link isn't here right now.
Why did she release this now,
by the time this video comes out? It's okay, though, because I have the video. And if you're wondering why you should watch it here, well, it's because Sykkuno's voice is so damn low. I mean, the guy was whispering as if someone was after him with a gun that you could barely tell what he's saying. I actually bothered to add subtitles. This whole recording is 17 minutes long, and as the document stated,
should have asked how long this was before I was down.
Watch.
Let's hear it. Let's hear
Hello.
it. Hello.
Thomas?
Hello.
Leave me alone, bot.
Well, pretty much know most of it.
Yeah? Like what?
Know what?
No,
You know what? Don't worry, I'll skip some.
Okay. Well,
Okay, I'm sorry. You should know that you're being recorded when the person refused to say what it's about, bruh. You fucking dumbass. No. Say it. As she puts the camera in your face. No, you say it.
hello.
So?
Well, pretty much know most of it.
From random kid chucking cheese
like
gift
what?
bag earlier.
Know
That
what?
shit.
No, you can tell me.
Okay. Well, wasn't very honest.
Oh.
I wasn't very honest. I was fucking other bitches. My fault. Could you blame me?
About single.
About what? You have to speak up a little bit. Your mic is cutting out.
Sorry, always happens.
Oh my god, I can't. Okay, we're skipping some a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know exactly when, but like we stopped spending time together. We hadn't done anything together for years.
Or what? I couldn't hear that.
Bro, his mic don't even fucking work. His mic got low XP.
It's fine. I'm not trying to sell it.
I can tell.
Is she eating?
Explain what's going on.
Yeah. the thing is, if I never reached out to Bao, because I didn't even reach out to Bao about you, right? I reached out to Bao about because
They both sound like
I
anime
got
characters.
to a bunch of people, and I was not okay with that. And then started lying about Bao. That's when I reached out to Bao. I became friends with her roommate, and then I was talking with a little bit back and forth, and then you came up in a topic,
She kind of sounds like
and
a
then
kid.
she told me you had a girlfriend, and that your girlfriend has been venting to Bao this entire time. About how you gaslight her into staying. You make her
gaslight her into staying. You know what? Fine. I'm not even gonna say what I'm saying. Just
feel
fine.
bad anytime that she like wanted to leave because you cheated on her, and she knew that you cheated on her. She just didn't know who.
Does it matter who? Just leave. Leave this fuckboy. What does he say? I need to know what he says. She knows he cheated. My brain doesn't understand. Maybe I've just never been in a situation. Leave. What could he possibly say? I don't get it.
Because you never told her that it was Elfie. You just told her that you cheated on her in Paris.
It feels like the internet just cooked her. Yeah.
I don't know if you told her, but I knew she knew.
And he's using it to his advantage.
Yeah, I did tell
Why?
Yeah.
Why go through all this trouble?
To fuck. Like, come on. Like, what do you mean why go to... Honestly, why? I feel like he could fuck... This sounds so hard to say, but I feel like he can have sex if he just fucking was upfront. Maybe not everybody would go for it, but at some point, someone's gonna bite. He's rich as shit.
Didn't know how to.
Yeah, I don't even get that, Jocelyn.
I mean,
he is weird.
For God's sake, if the only thing why you even stayed with her is because she relied on me for a lot of things, you can afford to take care of her for a little bit before she gets back onto her feet.
Post girlfriend retirement plan, nigga. What? I've never heard of that. Maybe that's only a rich person thing.
At least don't put her through the trouble of telling her oh, I'm still gonna be with you, telling her that you're still her boyfriend while actively cheating on her every single day.
Yeah, he is a bitch ass nigga for that. But she should also leave because she's a dumbass.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I should have just
this nigga
said how I felt.
You could have just if the only thing that you were concerned about is the fact that she relied on you for things, you could have just supported her until she got back onto her feet, so she could support herself. You know?
There's no way this nigga speak like this.
Then what else?
24/7. How does he order food?
Somehow hoping it would go back to how it used to be.
Well,
I'm hoping it go back to things how it used to be.
I already told you, cheating is not going to make it go back to how it used to be.
It's a lot easier to say that way.
It's the truth. It's the harsh truth. Nothing is going to go back the same way that it was if you're going to cheat on someone actively.
Especially when she dropped this bitch.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm going to change.
You're going to change what?
That's it.
Yeah, she on his ass.
Everything.
What do you mean that's it?
Just gonna change that.
You're gonna stay with her?
You're right.
Because honest to God, I feel like the poor girl's been through enough. I don't think you should have to sit there and keep doing this to her. Because I was in a group chat with her while you were on stream.
I'm sorry. That's a weird thing to say, the way she said it. You're gonna stay with her? Because I think you put the poor girl thing. That's fair. It's just the way she said it is weird.
And this girl's absolutely distraught
get
because of the shit that you've done to her. The shit that you've put her through.
Oh, I'm thinking this shit's
genuinely.
freezing.
Do you know how much that fucks someone up?
You tell him.
You already cheated on her once, and she decided to trust
Probably more than once.
you still. She decided to stay with you, despite the fact.
What is she eating? I can tell she's eating.
And admitted to it. And what do? You go onto Twitter and go find the next girl to flirt with.
Yeah, he's probably in her DMs right now.
If anything, honest to God, I'm not even mad at this point. I'm just disappointed. I'm really disappointed.
That's a good line. Not even mad, I'm just disappointed.
Yep, that's fair.
Because she's been crying to Bao about it.
Fair.
Bao's been sitting there, like, comforting this girl, trying to tell her.
Are they still in the same house?
You should leave him. Because this isn't okay.
Are they just on separate Discord calls?
You're putting this girl through.
Yeah, he don't give a fuck. Of course he don't give a fuck. Like, he's already been smashing, like,
every single day.
That's why he cheated in the first place. Like, he don't care.
While you're sitting there having fun playing with your friends. Be so honest right now, Thomas.
Uncomfortable silence part 2. There's no way he's quiet this whole time. There's no way. Bro, say something.
So you think
this nigga's not real, bro.
I mean, you might be right.
Yeah. Like, if it is money that she doesn't have.
He paused that whole time. I hate this guy.
If it's a job,
this guy deserves this.
Family or blah 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 blah.
Her a lot.
Yeah, well, there exactly. Just help her back on her feet.
So his girlfriend's just downstairs crying,
and then just leave the girl alone.
And then
because she deserves better than that.
Sorry.
Because you cannot sit there and be like, I love her, but do all of this shit to her and continue to let her stay in that situation.
That's fair.
Well, one part of that wasn't true.
What?
I mean, I think the feelings faded.
Well, then you should just let her go.
More pause. More
Instead
silence.
of just sitting her there wasting her time.
Okay, well. Anyway.
And also, why'd you get on a call with me when she's right now? She's upset. I know she lives with.
Well, yeah, thank you. Why is he in a call with your dumb ass? No offense. She's over here. If you felt this way, you should have been with her.
I already talked to her.
Yeah, you should be there to.
I told her I'm going to talk to you first.
You should be there to comfort her. She's the one that you cheated on.
No, I'm going to be doing that. I just wanted to settle this first.
This is not settled. I'm beyond upset with you.
What?
Like, genuinely beyond upset with you.
We're almost done. We're almost done.
That's fine. By settled, I mean, like, that's it. Like,
what's it?
Probably never talking again.
You and me?
Yeah, duh.
What? Why?
Is that not why?
What is why? I'm still upset with you, but you didn't cheat on me.
Wait.
You can still talk to me and be like, make up for your actions. Don't get me wrong, because I always am there for second chances. But maybe she was in it for the bag. Wait, hold on. Wait, but she's playing both sides. I'm confused. Wait, what? Wait, what did we do this for then? I'm actually confused. That is why she said you're going to stay. Because the way she said it was weird. She didn't say it like she was saying it for the girl. She said it like she was saying it for herself. I'm so confused. She was like, what? Why? I guess this is the last time we'll ever talk again. Huh? Why? What do you mean? He probably cut her off. Yeah, I think so. Because this seems... Why would you say that? You didn't cheat on me. Well, I guess not, but... You obviously are hurt by whatever he did. Why? How could he make it up? He lied to you and he tortured his girlfriend for 2 years. According... Your words, actually. But because it didn't happen to you, it don't matter? Huh?
What do you mean? You didn't cheat on me. Her dumb ass got cheated on. She's out there crying, not me. I'm eating a fucking burger. I don't know what she's eating.
I never will forgive you for cheating on her. That's.
I'll never forgive you for cheating on her.
That's that.
I don't think it hurts you that much. Wait, what was in those?
There are a lot of girls that are upset with you, by the way, because Alfie's not the only one that has picked me up.
I feel like she just wants him to herself, and it's like a battle royale. She's trying to knock off every other girl and ultimately come up on top with him. That was her goal with this. I might be reading too much into it, but I don't know.
Yeah.
She was making food. She is eating.
Yeah, and you lied to me a lot about that too.
Yeah, it does feel like pick me, like heavy on the pick me, like pick me, or I will destroy you.
Because how big was the roster again?
I don't think I ever had one of those.
You ran a roster,
maybe not
bro.
At the same time, but you sure do hop around.
Oh shit! He called it. I mean, she's not playing it right. She called him a whore.
I suppose so.
Yeah. All I care about right now is that he's okay.
Mm-hmm. Say it.
Keep me updated on that.
I don't know if that's a possibility.
You can keep me updated on how she's doing. You can keep me updated on when she moves out, because I don't think she should be living with you anymore.
Are you saying that because you want that for her, or you want that to happen, dude?
You need me to do that.
I mean, yeah, I care about her.
I feel like you don't know her.
Like,
It does suck that happened.
True. I'll just reach out to her then. But yeah, no, just like.
Wait, what did she say?
You can
What?
talk to her. She needs you right now.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, bye.
Bye, Thomas.
Thomas.
Shortly after the call,
looked like a
the
Thomas.
last thing Mal would ever say to Sykkuno would be, "I'm beyond disappointed in you." So look, according to Mal, there are countless other victims. It is completely up to them on whether they want to come out with their side
Kiwi.
of the story
It seems
For now, though, we can
strange.
confirm at least 2 different people that were completely misled by him as he cheated on his girlfriend.
Honestly, the girlfriend is, to me, the only actual victim in this. To me, to actually call somebody a victim in this, I think it's the girlfriend.
So comfortably. In those 2 instances, we can
Everyone
see
else
them
is
also
just
using the same
casualties.
playbook, the same tactics. Sending them money, making them feel special, following their personal Instagram, wanting to meet ASAP, to hook up, everything. And I think one thing that personally struck me was how only 30 minutes after his girlfriend found out about his cheating and probably confronted him, he chose to run upstairs and prioritize Mal, someone he met 2 months ago, all while his girlfriend was crying
crazy,
downstairs, gutted, heartbroken. There's a reason people
No,
say
I gotta go to
great power
Discord.
comes great responsibility, because once you
My
have this power
e-girls.
that Sykkuno possessed, you can so easily take advantage of others. So as a content creator, you have a very clear choice. And
All right, John.
I'll
All
see
right,
you in the
Officer
next
John.
video, whenever that is. Mwah.
Did you just kiss me?